The Way of Mastery, Book 1, The Way of the Heart, Lesson 1, Part 3. The way of the heart calls you home. Remember that the truth is true always. It is not time, beloved friends. Is it not time, beloved friends? That sounds better. To truly step into ownership of your own reality. The way of the heart does not know the word avoidance. It does not know deception, manipulation, or control. It does not know blame, although it watches these things arise as echoes of old patterns now outgrown. It learns to see them, to recognize them, like you might recognize certain kinds of clouds that pass through the sky, and then learns to turn the attention of the mind that a new choice might be made. Again, we are speaking of the borderland of enlightenment, of the transition, where truth is true always. And realizing that, beloved friends, step into ownership of reality. The way of the heart. The way of the heart watches. It learns to see, to recognize, like clouds. Then learns to turn the attention of the mind that a new choice might be made. The way of the heart is the way that calls you home, and the call comes from that deep part of your soul that is still like unto the Spirit, which abides as Christ in the holy mind of God. Trust, then, that you are as a sunbeam to the sun. Trust, not the perceptions you have cultivated in error. You are not alone on the way that you journey, and you journey not apart from your brothers and sisters. This family cannot know separation, for once the call to awaken through this lineage has been acknowledged, though some bodies may not communicate in space and time, rest assured, communication remains, and there is no way to avoid it. The way of the heart is the way that calls you home. It's a pull, and it comes from your soul, which is an aspect of spirit, which abides as Christ, Spirit, does in the holy mind of God. So trust. You are as a sunbeam unto the sun. Trust. You are not alone. You are not apart. What does that mean? That means you're not apart from your brothers and sisters. It runs through all. The word is the world is not true. Only truth is true, and you understand this when you are connected. This family cannot know separation, and that is how you know truth. The call to awaken is this. This lineage has been acknowledged, is acknowledged through you by your own decision, and thus it is simply so. So, communicate in space and time. Here. And rest assured, communication remains and there is no way to avoid it. This is spirit. We begin now, the way of the heart. It is time to step into the willingness to don the mantle of one committed to healing every obstacle to the presence of love that may yet remain secretly hidden in the depth of that part of your mind that would struggle to be separate from God. And to remember that you are truly the light that can come to shine lovingly upon every aspect of darkness you have known. We begin now, always and forever now. The way of the heart is this. It's always now. It is time. One committed to healing is the presence of love. You are the light. Shine lovingly upon darkness. That is what the light is. Along the pathway of this course, you are going to learn how to shake hands with the devil and do a little jig with him and recognize his face to be your own. When you can dance with the darkness that you have created, that darkness is transformed into an angel, and light abides with light. So, shake hands with the devil. Do a little jig. This is time, the little jig. Recognize his face to be your own. The world is your face. Learn how to see it that way. Dance with darkness. Darkness transformed into an angel. This is you accepting yourself. This is where little light, which is me, abides with light, which is the one. We will be giving you certain meditations and certain energetic practices to help cultivate within you a quality of feeling that you will allow you to recognize energies that do not serve you. These will be given in a way that transcends what your mind may choose to think of these energies, so that you learn more and more to lead with the body, to lead with your feeling nature, not your intellect. So we will be giving you, we as we, a way of cultivating you, which will allow you recognition. So recognize yourself. This is a way that transcends your mind. It's a way of looking at your own mind from above it. And you do this by leading with the body, paradoxically. Lead with your feeling nature, the heart. That's why it's called the way of the heart, not your intellect. Your intellect does not know anything except the trivialities that you have shoved into it, like garbage into a garbage can. The intellect can never bring the healing of the heart that is the atonement. It can only be utilized to argue against the insane perceptions you are used to, so that you might come to see that perhaps there is a greater good in giving up your insistence on treating the intellect as your God. Your intellect does not know anything. The intellect can never bring the healing of the heart that is the atonement, and the atonement is when you recognize the light in everything as yourself. It can only be utilized, the intellect, to argue against the insane perceptions you are used to. Those insane perceptions that I'm used to, that I think are me, are wrong. There is a greater good in giving up my insistence on treating the intellect as my God. This is now where the world exists. Therefore, indeed, beloved friends, dance, rejoice, and play often. Let these lessons bring up within you everything unworthy of the mind of Christ, every thought of scarcity, every sense of unworthiness, and every fear. Let them come up, look at them, embrace them, and transmute them through your own love of self, capital Self, and through your honesty. Accept where you are, and do not pretend to be otherwise. For the wisest are always the humblest. So, therefore, indeed, beloved friends, dance, rejoice, and play often. Bring up within you the mind of Christ. Thought, sense, these things, look at them, embrace and transmute them. This is love of self. And it is honest. I accept where I am, and I do not pretend to be otherwise. That was the old way of thinking. This is wisdom, and the wisest are humblest. True humility is in accepting this. It's very humbling. Be you therefore, beloved friends, at peace in all things. For we, in what you would call a disembodied state, who are electing to participate with those of you who are asking to be helped through this pathway, delight in joining with you. We delight in loving you. We delight in waiting on you to welcome yourself home. So, be at peace. We, disembodied, are electing to delight in joining with you, in loving you, waiting on you, yourself, and this is home. I would ask that you close your eyes for just a moment. Take a deep breath into the body and let it go. As the breath leaves the body, hold the thought that there is nothing worth holding on to any longer that keeps your peace and happiness at arm's length. Become committed, fully committed, to the experience of happiness, even as you have been fully committed to unhappiness, limitation, and lack. Give your Creator full permission to sweep the basement clean. There really is not anything down there worth defending or protecting. So close your eyes for just a moment. Breathe into the body and let it go. The body is nothing worth holding on to. Fully committed, experience happiness. Give your Creator full permission. Sweep the basement clean. And this is a leap. It's how you change your mind. There really is not anything down there. Love the world. Give it to itself. This is my only begotten Son. That is what it is. It will come to pass that you will know the perfect peace of empty-headedness, not knowingness. You will know what it means to be relieved of time and to be comforted by what is eternal. Never once let yourself think that you are alone. It is nonsense for you to think that I am not with you. You have asked, I have responded. We are in communication. That is the way it is, and that is the way it will be until the end of all illusion. Peace be unto you always. Amen. Know the perfect peace of empty-headedness. I guess it doesn't matter which way you say it. Know the perfect peace of empty-headedness or empty-headiness. Not knowingness. You don't need to. Because you already know. That which is eternal. Never once let yourself think that you are alone. That's nonsense. I am with you. I and me are one. You asked, I responded. We are communication itself. It just is. So end all illusion of otherwise. Peace always. Amen. And amen means we're done praying. Time to stand up. And that's the end of lesson 1.